Hello everybody, welcome back for the Gen 8 build. Today we're talking about the motor and ESC and what we intend to do with it. First, I'm going to show you, as you can see, that is the stock ESC and stock motor. That is the drag brake. This is a 36-degree angle. And it's just a small thing just to show you what the drag brake and the motor have to offer stock. And you can see it's just still freewheeling. So that is on 3S LiPo. So that is giving you kind of an indication of what it has. Now, personally for me, that's not enough drag brake by any means. Everyone's different though. I mean, that may be exactly what you want. You may not want a whole lot of drag brake, and if that's the case, then this setup's perfect for you. We're going to go take a look at a couple other things that we got going on with this system, just to kind of show you and let you know. Alright, this time we're going to show you what happens with this system and throttle response, kind of whenever you get a load on it. So I'm going to just try to maintain a constant speed here, and as soon as I hit a load, we're pretty well done. Now this isn't uncommon, but this is definitely exaggerated. Now I know you can't see my remote, but I'm pretty much halfway through throttle on some of this stuff to get it up and over. And you can see the speed there after I did. Now, I did that on purpose. I wanted to show you, as a new person or as a child trying to learn throttle control, this is probably the worst RTR truck I can think of, or I know of, with the motor and ESC combo they have in it, for new people to learn throttle control. And the reason for that being is the motor that they chose, being 17 turn, I think I know why they done it. Try to give the truck a little bit of, you know, speed, so that people aren't bored with it, especially if they're running 2S LiPos or, you know, 9 or something of that nature. But in doing so and going with a cheap quality of motor like they did, they really took their torque and kind of eliminated some of it. And what you get from that is exactly what you're seeing. And the hard part about this is I mean, right there, I'm giving it throttle, and I barely have anything in front of me, so I got to give it more throttle. Oh, little obstacle. And the problem with that is that in doing so, you end up with, whenever you come out of them situations, you come out with, if you don't know or you're not expecting it, you come out with a lot of wheel speed. And you didn't want it, especially if you're braking the plane, like right here. You know, I got a downhill on the other side of it. And I'm expecting it. See, that's my problem, is I'm driving it like I gotta forget. And see right there, as soon as I crossed that plane, it broke free and it dropped me down to where I didn't want to be. That is controllable. You can drive it. I can drive this truck smooth. You can drive this truck smooth if you know what's going on and you're anticipating that brake loose. And that just comes from watching a truck and knowing at what point you're going to clear the plane, or, you know, what point you may end up unloading. So whenever you do that, you got to be prepared. And you can completely control this truck smooth as butter if you work the remote. Even in doing so, you probably still aren't going to be as smooth as if you just put a better system in. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to put a Hobbywing 1080 ESC with a Holmes Hobbies 21 turn 550 can Trailmaster Sport motor. After that, we'll do this exact same test and same run, and you can see the difference. After that test is done, we'll then switch to brushless. and you can see that as well. So this will be the last time you see this truck with that motor and ESC in it, because quite frankly, the ESC will go back in the truck, but for something else, and you'll see that down the road, but the motor will never be in this truck again. So that's what's up. Thanks for watching. All right, we are back. We now have the 21-turn Trailmaster Sport Holmes Hobbies 550 motor installed, along with a Hobbywing 1080 ESC. So let's check out the drag brake situation. Now, I just maxed the settings out on this just so you can see what it does. And obviously the pinion size, I left the pinion factory. It's not what I'm going to end up keeping in it. But just to show you apples to apples, I guess I should say, because if I changed the pinion out compared to the factory, that wouldn't have been a fair comparison. So I left the factory pinion in it. Now mind you, the motor shaft with the factory pinion, there's barely anything holding it on there. So the motor shaft itself, they have spacer kits you can buy. I think Three Brothers Racing sells them. I think another company sells them as well. Maybe Air Racing, something of that nature. But if it concerns you, definitely get that kit. And what it'll do is give you space the motor from the motor plate. And that allows you to flip your pinion around to get more set screw onto the motor shaft itself. So, but anyhow, what you're here to see. So let's show you a little drag brake action. Right now the truck's just hanging. I'm just going to set the controller down there. And I just have the tires hanging on the ledge here. Very controllable. Big difference from the factory. And if you remember the factory, whenever it hit the bottom here, the factory stuff it kept rolling. I think it stopped somewhere in around here. So, just so you can see it again. Remember, I got the brass links on this. So, it weighs a little bit more than a normal one would. A normal one, it may not coast that much. And honestly, this is very controllable. I mean, right there, it's not hanging on any ledges. And it's just sitting there. So, it's just on the edge of... See? It's just on the edge. So, I would say a factory truck, probably, if you didn't have any extra weight, box stock, it may actually hold that without it coasting. And I will tell you, I just ran it around on the dirt, and it locks the tires up on the dirt itself. So the only reason you're seeing it do that, if it would be on dirt, it would probably just lock the tires and the truck would skid. So, but like I say, again, that's 35-degree angle. Nothing's changed. Literally, this is probably 20 minutes after I did the first video. So, no, everything's the same. Let's go check out the other section. Alright, we're back over to this section of the course now. You will see that the torque that the motor creates, being a higher quality motor, higher quality components, and a higher turn count, definitely has an advantage. Like I say again, the factory pinion is on this thing. I really wish... not really wish, but I will have a different pinion on it in the future just for reference. So let's go ahead and get this started. You'll find that it'll still somewhat stall, but the amount of throttle input, and I mean, that was beautiful. I didn't change anything. It may slow. Now right there it stalled. Just a minor amount. I mean, I'm barely bumping the throttle. Right now I'm just staying steady. As you can see, the truck isn't really doing anything. Now I hit a ledge. Just very minute throttle adjustments to get it to go where I want. Now I can't turn the controller sharp enough right now because I'm videoing. So I'll have to make a little change here. Just like that, nice and up and over. Very minimal throttle input changes though. I mean, it's a major difference. And I'm not sugarcoating it or just saying stuff to say stuff. There really is a substantial difference between the qualities and the difference of what's going on with this truck now. So, but up here is really what I want to show you. If you remember before, whenever I got on top of this super small little hill here, as soon as I got to the top of it, the truck just took off down the other side. Okay, watch what happens now. Okay, it's not running away on me. Alright, I still have control over the truck. Before it just take off, and it just was not, could it be controlled? Absolutely, but in terms of right there, I didn't have to do anything. The quality of the electronics in it now is enough to do what it should do in the first place. So, you know, and that's a major difference. And I know some people, you know, $50 or $60 is a substantial amount of money, and I understand that. I truly do. For me, sometimes that's a substantial amount of money as well. But the motor in ESC, it's a Holmes Hobbies 21 turn 550 Trailmaster Sport, and the ESC is a Hobbywing 1080. The ESC goes for roughly $42. The motor goes for roughly, I think, $21, something like that. So you're a little over $60 for both, plus shipping. So you may be $70, something like that. But it is a substantial upgrade. The drag brake's adjustable. Now this one here, like I said during the drag brake showing you that, I just maxed it out. I didn't really adjust anything for my peak performance or what I would like to see. I just threw it at max so you could see it. So that was max settings for it. And if you guys have any questions or want to know anything, I'll put links in the description for Dixieland RC. They sell both products. Like I say, this build 100% will all be from Dixieland RC. So I'll put links in the description part for the motor and the ESC. So, y'all take care. Thanks for watching. Brushless video will be out before too long as well. So look for that in the future. Thanks.